Hello world. In today's video, I'll be showing you a 500 gold barbarian build that out-heals an entire second wind with a single default potion. As long as you pop a healing potion and use your savage roar to reduce the enemy physical damage by 30%, you can out-tank even the tankiest and highest DPS of classes. If you know even a little bit of movement tech for dodging ranged characters, then as long as you can get within distance, you will be able to finish off any ranged player as well. Just like any other build, there are counters to this build. But this is the only build I've played that has to be stabbed literally 9 times by a kitted rogue before you're actually killed. Magic healing barbarian build. This build was inspired by the Skinny Pete Hippo build, and you can kind of consider this the broke man's off-meta version of Skinny Pete's Hippo build. For perks, we're going to go with Robust for 15% max health bonus, Iron Will to help us make sure we can take care of casters and deal with magic resistance, Potion Chugger, and this is the most important part of the build, and Treacherous Lungs. The reason I use Treacherous Lungs is because I use Savage Roar and Rage, and this increases both of their duration by 30%. If you were to also build buff duration, say spend another $200-300 on the kit, make it a little more expensive, you can get your buff duration up into the 30-40%, and then on top of that you have 30% extra. So you're looking at a Savage Roar that lasts 9 seconds instead of 6, and a Rage that lasts 9 seconds instead of 6. The reason Potion Chugger is so important in this build is because the way it interacts with magic healing. Now, it may look like we only have 6 magic healing, but we actually have 10 magic healing with our weapons out, and I'll go ahead and show you in a second here how to rebuild this for dirt cheap. There are tons of different ways to build this, and sometimes you can get lucky with more magic healing for cheaper, and other times you kind of have to buy some off-meta stuff like this Light Actin if you're trying to get under that $500 mark. As for stats, we have a relatively low move speed and action speed, though luckily we'll be using a Horseman Axe or a Hatchet anyway, so that won't be too big of a problem. But we also do not have major PDR, and we don't even have a giant physical power bonus. So then what makes this build so good? It is the healing. It's the fact that you can use a second wind's worth of heals with just a default potion. That's between 35 and 42 health, depending on your buff duration and your magic healing. If you can get your magic healing all the way up to 12, then it should be around 41 health every time you drink a default potion. So that's it for the perks. I'm going to go ahead and take off this kit and then show you how to build it. The first thing I like to look for is a chest with +3 healing. And really any off-meta chest will do, but we're looking to spend under 150, 160, and we'd prefer for it to be blue if we can. We can take a purple, but it just severely limits the color of our other gear. And luckily we're barbarian, so you don't need as much other gear. This right here is incredible. A blue adventure tunic with +3 magic healing for 150. We're going to go ahead and take that. You can almost always find a pretty cheap necklace with 3 magic healing. I have been buying a ton off the market lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if you had to go all the way to 110 just to get a +3. We have this +3 rat pendant, this +3 torque of soul, and this +3 ox pendant. This is an ox pendant with true fizz and 3 magic healing for 100, so of course we're going to go for that. And that brings us up to $250 and 6 magic healing. We're going to go ahead and look at the rings. Sometimes if you get lucky, you can snag some rings. Yeah, these do not seem to be worth it for us, so we're not going to get these rings, especially for only 1 extra magic healing. If you are really desperate for extra magic healing, there's extra ways to get it that we'll talk about here in a second. But for now, let's go ahead and focus on the weapon and the lantern. The reason you want both a weapon and a lantern is because you are able to get +2 magic healing on both. So you can go ahead and look through primary weapons and see whichever fits your style. We're going to go ahead and grab this Viking sword because +2 is the max magic healing, and that's a super cheap Viking sword, only 37 gold. If we can find a green lantern, that'll be really nice for us. That'll be our next look. But I would like to mention something as well. Say that you're somebody who likes to use a bardiche and doesn't want to get these stupid things for magic healing like a lantern or a weapon that you don't like, then you can just buy a drum or a flute, anything with +3 magic healing, and just pull that out while you're using pots, and that will go ahead and up your magic healing to around that 910 mark that we're looking for. But if not, then go ahead and buy yourself a lantern with +2 magic healing. This one's only 44 gold, so we're going to go for that. So far we've only spent around 322. So we could go ahead and get more magic healing on the rings if we wanted to. But I think a better way to spend our money if we're trying to go this low would be just to buy some Lightfoot boots to give ourselves a little bit of extra move speed. So we're going to go ahead and buy some rare Lightfoot boots with +2 agility. $100. That should still leave us with around 100. So maybe we will get one more magic healing ring. But I prefer to save the money. So I just throw on these Lightfoot boots and run this build here. And this will cost me around 450 gold and give me 10 magic healing in game. I will be making a series of more expensive builds for 124s, but I just wanted to give a quick preview. You can get a couple Rings of Quickness with +2 magic healing, Demon Grip, which gives you 3 magic healing, and a Tripelt Doublet with +3 magic healing. And just that alone brings you to higher magic healing than I have on my entire kit. But just these gloves cost $600, so if you're looking to spend 2 or 3K on a 124 kit, I'll have a video like that in the future. But for now, let's go ahead and dive into the PvP. A lot of barbarians struggle with ranger fights just due to the range itself, but with this kit, the healing kind of out-heals the range, and for some reason with the hatchet, it seems like most rangers just commit to melee as soon as you get close enough. And I think part of it, like you'll see in this fight here, as long as they get a couple hits off, they think that I am low enough where they can just commit, but little do they know how much healing we have. It does end up being quite a bit of a game of kite and kiter, as you can see, just a lot of following and a lot of sticking to them. And this is a wasted opportunity to pop a pot in that room, but I'm still able to just push through without it. Warlocks are a similar story, a lot of kite and kiter, but as you'll see in this video, a single curse just isn't enough. I can out-heal that curse with 1 potion of healing, so they're not really a big threat towards us. If you watch my health, you'll see right now that by the time I get through this door, I'm already fully healed. So the Curse of Pain just was completely negated. Things like Flamewalker as well can be negated by potions. So you're totally fine to just push while you're healing. Just like before, we're just diving in with the Franciscas and playing a little bit of kite and kiter. When they use Phantomize, this is actually a good opportunity for us because it allows us to stick close to their body and we know for a fact that they're not going to be able to run away. I don't really need to make a section for druids. This is the current state of druids right now. Unless they're a 50 agi panther, they're just a rat or a chicken who just instantly dies when they try to run away. Barbarians are probably my favorite fight because it's cool to see a off-meta build win against something more meta. Also, I'm just horrible at dodging and hitting my hits properly, so as you can see, I mainly just take these hits, even that goblin, but I'm still able to just barely squeeze it out. Our main counter is rogues. I think you'll do a much better job at this than me. As you can see, I only hit them once in this clip, which just isn't enough. And then in this next clip, I get hit genuinely 9 times before I even swing once, and if you were to just swing 2 or 3 times during those 9 hits, you would totally be fine. Remember, do as I say, not as I do. I'm actually horrible at this game and just have a lot of fun. So, have a good day, and thanks for watching. So much love. Peace.